A very good evening to you, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Q8 Pilot channel. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City, Kuwait. And today we are going to be taking a look at a very special aircraft to many, the Bonanza, the V-tail Bonanza by Thranda. Now, over the years, Thranda has been developing a lot of aircraft. Some were excellent, some were okay. But this is really the very best payware add-on that Thranda has developed for X-Plane 12. It is detailed in every respect, and the price point of this aircraft is very reasonable for what the features are, and this aircraft is definitely a joy to fly. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking a look at the 3D modeling, the texture work, the features, and we are going to be taking this beautiful V-tail for a short hop across the UK. Specifically, we're going to be taking off from Dundee Airport and heading over to Edinburgh. And it should be a fun flight, enough to expose the features and also maybe sufficient to for me to kind of let you guys know what are the features and what are you going to be investing your money on. But right off the bat, guys, this is the very best Thranda add-on ever developed for X-Plane 12, and it is highly recommended. So if you want to skip this stream, you don't want to watch it, and you just want the verdict, I'm giving you the verdict right off the bat. This is a must-have for general aviation enthusiasts. So, first of all, what you'll notice is that Thranda has taken considerable effort in order to recreate the Beechcraft Bonanza V-tail to match the real aircraft in every respect. The texturing is really of the highest order, and the detailing on the aircraft fuselage is just really wonderful. And it's got some really nice additions as well. So if you click here, you can actually, you can actually see the engine and the working. You can do the same here on this side. So you can inspect the engine, do proper walk-arounds, and you can also connect the GPU if you want. So we can open here the compartment in the back. We can open, by the way, the doors as well. You can see the pilot there. And this little guy here is actually the GPU. So once you click it, it will actually connect the GPU to the aircraft, and you'll be able to start using external power. So very, very cool. So we're going to close that, and we're going to close the engine compartment there. Now, you can access the iPad from both the external view and from inside the aircraft. So let's take a quick look here at the features. So if you go to the options here, you'll see that you have an electrical tug that you can connect to the aircraft to tow it, and then some reflections. You can also toggle the GPU on and off without opening the door if you so wish. And then you've got your tie downs, so you can click on these and it will automatically put all the tie downs and the static elements around the aircraft. We're of course not going to start. You can, by the way, change the state of the aircraft as well. So we're just gonna take everything off, and we're going to start with the aircraft in a state where it has been checked, where the pre-flight inspection has been completed, and that we're ready to go. So before we delve into the features, let me hop into the cockpit, because this is something that is really mind-blowing. Look at this cockpit, guys. This is an absolute marvel of a cockpit, and it is so well developed, so well textured, so well designed. Really the pinnacle of payware add-ons by Thranda. This is the best creation from Thranda. Very, very, very nice. Really, the work that they've done on this aircraft is absolutely amazing. In every respect, in every corner. The details, look at the details here on the seats as well. It's got, the rug here. It really is something special. They've really taken the time. You can see also the marking and the scratches here on the panel. The nice mahogany wood here that makes up the panel, and everything is fully customizable. Now, if you look here at the back, you'll see that the back is also very nicely modeled. And the click spots work exactly as they should. So if we go here to the back, I've seen this configuration and I've seen modified configurations for the Bonanza, especially for the back seat. I've seen where they have a full seat here, like a couple dual seats in the back. And I've seen also fitted seats that go opposite to one another. But this is really very, very good work. And by the way, all these lights actually work in the cabin. So they're not just there for looks. They actually do work. So, and you've got, you know, the details just really on this aircraft. Even the, I think on the front, if we go to the front and click here, yeah, you can open the ashtrays. So very, very cool. Let me bring up one thing that I really, really like and really appreciate about this aircraft is that everything can be popped out. And I mean literally everything. So if I come here, I can, you know, pop this out. I can pop this out. You know, you can pop all the fuel gauges. Anything you want to pop out, you can pop out, which is really, really useful and very, very cool. So you can take these and organize them in any fashion you want. If you don't want them, you can simply click here to, you know, close them. So we're going to go ahead and close. We don't need all of these there, but I just wanted to show you that you can actually pop everything out, which is pretty cool. Even that you can pop. You see, let me see here if I can bring it. Yeah, there you go. So even your autopilot, you know, you can pop it in and out. Obviously, the Garmin device goes without saying. Your comm radios, your transponder, everything can be popped out, which is really, really something very, very useful. And I really like that a lot. We'll get to that also. There's a lot more features there. But if you click here on this spot, you can bring the iPad. And in here, you have a multitude of functions. First, we have the weight and balance. So we can actually add some fuel. Let's go ahead and do that for our flight today. And then you can add the passengers and the baggage. Everything obviously is in kilograms because we're flying in Europe today. And want to welcome you, all of you guys here on stream. Forrest Johnson, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Flyby from the USA. And Neil C68, welcome aboard. And my dear friend Rand Cooley, how are you doing, my friend? Haha, that's unusual. Early verdict. Yeah. I realize that some of you may want to go and watch the Flight Sim Expo announcement. So, and I didn't realize that we had it scheduled at the same time. But so that's why I can, you know, I decided to give you guys the verdict early. So from here, you can go to the panel editor. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting because you can actually cycle through these. So I can go like here. You can change the light positions, as you can see here. So if I go here, that changes, which is very cool. And you have also different cockpits. So I can go to, so right now we have this cockpit here. Let me just zoom out. And I can come here and go to a completely different configuration and different devices as well. So if you want the TDS Garmin device, you can do that. And you can do this one here. So you've got the G1000. And then you've got, you know, the Aspect Avionics DFD 1000 as well, if that's what you choose to do. Now, for me, I like classic. So I kind of like this configuration the most. Or, you know, this one here. Both work for me. But I kind of like this one a little more with the, you know, the little bit more mahogany wood there. Gives it a little more luxurious look, if you will. So thank you very much, Rand. I am very humbled by that. I appreciate it, my friend. So you've got really everything that you want to fully customize this. And I couldn't believe that the price of this aircraft is actually below $38, which is a steal for the amount of options and the features that this Thranda offers. Now, if we go here to the engine config, this is, again, something that is kind of standard now on Thranda. And then you've got, you know, the liveries. So you can actually go, there are static liveries, but there are also dynamic liveries, which is what DGS stands for, the Dynamic Generation System. You can set the dyna feel You can also, you have your logbook here, which is nothing but your X-Plane logbook, by the way. And very important, you have the entire checklist here. Obviously, I've been doing some pre-flight checklist inspections for this flight. So we are good to go here, and we didn't want to waste too much time. Ground handling, again, you can do everything visually. You can attach the tug, you can connect the ground power unit, the pre-flight securing, so you can set your covers, your audio, the cameras. You can click here just for the cameras here, as you can see. Very, very cool. We can click here back to the default view. So very, very nice features, very well laid out, very well thought of as well. So here are your dynamic liveries, and you can change this in every single way possible. You can change the tail number, you can change the colors, and you can put whatever color you want. You can, even the scratches and the dirt is fully customizable on this aircraft, which is really, really amazing because it really allows you to create any kind of livery you like. Then, of course, you've got AviTab. So here, if you click here, you can have AviTab. JSON Walker, I really am not sure what that is. If you click it here, it's got like a ThrandaPad. I really am not sure what that is, but it's got like, I'm really not sure what this does. But it looks like it's used for mapping of some sort. So then you've got your equipment. So you can change the windows. You can add the tip tanks if you want. You can also add the tip tank window here if you want. So you can actually see the fuel. And then you've got a male or a female pilot, which is okay. Finally, the Skoncraft updater, you can use it to update the aircraft. And there is a sandbox. I think this is used for Thranda's development, but it's there. You can see it here. It creates, as the sense used by Thranda developers to create instrument pop-up windows. So something like that. Yeah. So this is for dev stuff, not for us to do anything with. Okay. So let's actually take this aircraft to a short flight. And I really, really like this cockpit a lot. I think this is an aircraft that I'm going to be spending a lot of time with in the sim. You got to love those amazing GA's aircraft. Q8 knows what's good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. The sound of the engine on this beauty sounds like a lawn mower when idling. Yeah. So let me remove the yoke here because it's going to be in the way. And notice the detail, guys. You see how the keychain is actually moving? That level of detail I like, and I like it a lot. Okay, so we're going to put this on the left tank. And now for engine start, we're going to assume that we've done all the checks. So we want the mixture to be full rich. We want the propeller full forward and the throttle full open. And then we're going to turn on the battery, the alternator, and we're going to turn on the fuel pump just to watch here. We can watch the fuel flow. So I'm just going to click here and just like that. Just we don't want to, again, we don't want to flood the engine with fuel. And then 1/4 of an inch open. Let's make sure our beacon lights are on. And then we can, there we go. We have a good start. I should have disabled those ugly XP realistic sounds for engine start. Okay, so we have that started now. And let's see, now we can turn on our avionics, which is right here. So now we have the avionics started and we have all the equipment coming. We are going to be cruising at 6,000 feet today. So we're going to set that there. Let's go enter and enter. Let me pop this out and make it bigger so you guys can, oh, no, that's not what we wanted to do. Let me see if I can, there we go. Okay, so we make this bigger here so you guys can follow along. Perfect. And we'll bring up our Navigraph charts as well on this side. As you can see, we're heading from Dundee to Edinburgh. And we're going to click here now to take a look at our flight plan. So the flight plan is quite simple. So we're going to click here. We're going to go to the next page. We're going to fly direct to Perth. So that would be P. And then T, B, T, and H. All right, so that's Perth, enter, UK, that's a VOR station, accept. And next it's actually Edinburgh, so it's going to go Echo, let's see here. Okay, Echo, come on. Okay, Echo, oh, come on. There we go, okay. Echo, Papa, Echo Golf, and then Papa, and then Hotel. All right, that's Edinburgh, and click and accept, perfect. Now we're gonna go to Edinburgh, we're gonna select procedure, we're gonna select the arrival, and the arrival is through the Perth 1 Golf arrival. So let's go ahead and select that. Enter that, and we're going to say load, and we're going to click procedure again, and now we're going to select the approach. So the approach is the ILS 24, so we're going to click that, and then we're going to take the center fix there, so we're going to select this one here, enter that, and load, and that's it. We have our flight plan ready. You can see we're going to take off here from Dundee, head over to Perth, and then all the way here to Edinburgh, intercept the center fix towards the final fix, and then land runway 24. By the way, in an earlier flight that I was doing testing, there was live traffic working in the background, and there was an Airbus. There was an Airbus actually coming to land above me. And when the aircraft passed, it created wake turbulence that actually threw me off completely on the ground. And it was just, as much as it pissed me off, I wanted to land, but as much as it made me just smile that how realistic X-Plane is. So, hey there, Mr. Linux Gaming. How are you doing, my friend? Hello, Daniel. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. All right, folks, we are now ready. We have our flight plan, and there we go. So we can put this away. We can put this away, and we are pretty much ready to go. We're going to turn on our transponder. We're squawking 7,000. Everything's set here. We're going to make sure that this is on GPS, which it is. And everything else is ready. This is our autopilot system. By the way, here are your warning lights, so you can test those. You've got your instrument lights here. You can see them. Maybe we'll change the time of day as we get closer to Edinburgh, and I'll show you guys the night lighting on the aircraft. By the way, you'll be very happy to know that all the circuit breakers are fully functional on this aircraft. So this is really something that Thranda has put in a lot of effort to recreate something that is very, very realistic of the actual Bonanza. So we are ready to go. We are going to turn on our taxi light, and we are going to taxi to runway 27. We're going to set flaps to let's see here. Flaps, I think we'll put flaps 10. There we go. That's flaps 10. And that's it. We're good to go. Parking brake released. And off we go. Want to hear the engine sounds? There we go. Here, let me bring the volume up a little bit. Very, very cool. I love the cockpit on the Bonanza. Very, very nice. Looks like we have some birds there. I can see the shadow of the birds flying. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, you guys see that? Definitely lots of birds flying over. Beautiful day here in the UK. All right, let's hold short here. We're going to set up our landing lights. So strobe, landing lights on, taxi lights off, and we're good to go. I do have my Moza flight yoke, so that explains the shaking that you see here. Very, very cool. All right, let's make sure everything here is set. Cold flaps are open. All right, we're good to go. Look at those strobe lights, guys. Very, very nice indeed. The V-tail has a really very, very unique look. Looks just marvelous. Very, very nice. All right. And we are now cleared for takeoff. Hold the brakes. Listen to those engine sounds, guys. All right, it's about right. 2,500 RPM. And we release the brakes. I am applying a little bit of right rudder to keep the aircraft on the center line. Right, 70 knots, and rotate. We are airborne, positive rate of climb, and gears going up. Ooh, that vibration through the flight yoke is amazing. All right, here we go. Now, the aircraft does not have an auto select, so we are going to have to hold the altitude once we are at the desired altitude. Right, there we go. Look at that, guys. Wow. Okay, let's not get carried away. Let me retract the flaps. All right, flaps are retracted. And we can actually get the autopilot to do its thing now. So we are at about 1,000 feet. Actually, let's hand fly the aircraft just a little bit more because it's really, really fun to hand fly this aircraft. Very, very joyful to hand fly this Bonanza. It feels very realistic, by the way. I tried some stalls and some, side slips. And it really, really is a wonderful aircraft to fly. It's so much fun to fly this aircraft. All right, let's watch. I think we need to bring back 2,500 for the climb. Fuel flow is good. All right, and at this point, I think we can go ahead and turn on the autopilot. So we're going to select nav. There we go. And now you have the autopilot doing its thing. We're going to go to vertical speed. And let's see here. What do we have? Yeah, 700 feet per minute. That's fine. We'll just leave it there. And now the aircraft should do its thing. And we can bring back the yoke here. And we can enjoy some external views as well. And ladies and gents, that's X-Plane 12 for you. Yeah. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice looking aircraft. Just above the altimeter on the digital display, you can push the arm and stop at the selected altitude. Ah, you reminded me. Yes, you are absolutely right. So we can go to arm, and that's 6,000, and engage that. So now it's arm 6,000, so we'll just have to wait. Is this on GPS? Yes, it is on GPS. Okay. All right, so we'll see if that actually holds the altitude at 6,000. And the altimeter is already set, looks like. So we'll just have to set it at 2,992 at 6,000 feet. We're doing pretty well. All right, let me adjust the throttle here a little bit. There we go. Perfect. We're gaining a little bit more speed now. 110 knots should be the climb profile for the Bonanza. It is a beautiful aircraft. Yes. No, that's map enhancement. That's not Orbx. I've removed Orbx completely. And just using really map enhancement now. The new version of map enhancement really changes things a lot, and things are looking much, much better, especially, by the way, in North and South America. It looks very, very nice. By the way, there is an audio thing here you can click, and then it reduces the sounds in the cockpit, and maybe you can hear me better this way. And we can go also to ATC chatter, and we can reduce the sounds here a little bit as well, so that it's not too noisy in the cockpit. And I think that's much better. Yeah. All right. So if we look here, we are heading over to Perth. That's the first VOR station. And then from Perth, we are going to head over to Grise. From Grise to Styra. And then we are going to be heading over direct to Edinburgh. So when we are right about here, we are going to fly direct to the center fix for runway 24, and there we'll perform an ILS approach at Edinburgh and bring the aircraft. Look at the beautiful textures and of the wing. Very, very nice work, really, by Thranda. This is by far, and by the way, I own all of their aircraft. I have all of the Thranda aircraft, and some actually I really enjoyed. Some were not that great, to be completely honest, but I think they've just really outdone themselves in this release. They really have done a wonderful job with everything to do, from features to texturing to the sounds and the overall flight model of the aircraft as well. So if you're a general aviation fan, this is definitely an aircraft that will bring hours of enjoyment to your flying experience. It's only $37. It really blew my mind. Yeah, all that detail for under $38. I mean, they could have easily asked for somewhere around like $49.95, something like that. So I think Thranda is about really providing value to the community, and they've done a really, really good job there. So yeah. Very, very good. I really like it a lot. It's a really very well-developed add-on for X-Plane. I'm really sorry, guys, if I don't sound very energetic today, but I am actually in a lot of pain. I have a back pain and just really not feeling very well today. But I know that a lot of you guys were waiting for this review, so I was contemplating whether I should, reschedule it for tomorrow. But then I said, "Come on, don't do that. You keep putting dates and changing them. No, just go ahead and do it." So a little bit of painkillers here and there, and things work out. So I'm at least able to. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very kind of you. A couple of things that I wanted to kind of share with you guys regarding the channel, regarding, what I'm doing. So first off, I am back very strong now on the channel. As you have seen, I am definitely, we can see now that it's actually leveling off at 6,000. Very, very cool. Right, so you have now alt enabled, and now the aircraft is, of course, so we're going to see the speed increasing. We'll leave it there for now. We can maybe go to about 140 knots. We'll leave it at about 135, 140 knots, and then we'll, retard the throttle. So you have probably noticed that I am back to creating, multiple formats now. So we're doing live streams, we're doing short form videos and shorts. I'm not a big fan of shorts, just really don't know what to do with them other than, you know, taking footage of, you know, some really nice landings and showing it, you know, for showing it to the community. Other than that, really, again, I'm not after subscribers at this point. I'm not after views. I'm really just wanting to share the knowledge, continue to provide you guys with a good show, and continue to provide you with good information and tutorials. So that's exactly what I started going back to. And having looked through the channel content over the years, not a fan of shorts, yeah. Q8 is a monster, supporting Payne to give us a great review of this beautiful aircraft. Thank you a lot. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that. So I've looked over the content of the channel, and I've realized that the most successful content has been the tutorials, top 10 add-ons, how to do this, how to make X-Plane look realistic, how to get more FPS. And those are obviously things that improve your experience in the sim, and it teaches you how to use the sim or teaches you a specific aircraft. And I felt that this is really where the most value of the channel came to the community. And this is really what made Q8 Pilot that we know today. And I'm very humbled by that. And the channel has amassed a huge following, something I've never really thought of. 104, we're actually very close to 105,000 subs now. So, so I decided that, yeah, this content is what you guys want, and I should probably, although it's probably a lot easier to just go on a live stream because there is no script, there is no images to prepare, there is really nothing to prepare for a live stream other than a thumbnail and the video description. But for a video, you know, it is a very involved and very laborious process. But what I also found is that you guys really dig those short videos that are no more than 4 minutes long. And so maybe for a review, it would not be very good, but maybe for like a first look or first impressions, you know, 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes is really what the patience level is of the community. Thank you very much. Yeah, I am watching my posture very carefully. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it, guys. Appreciate your concern. How do you like this aircraft in relation to the RAP X-Coder Bonanza? Quite honestly, I like this one a lot more, to be completely frank. Although I like the REP features, the Reality Expansion Pack features, but this one, see, guys, the cockpit textures and the 3D modeling is essential. If you want to have an experience that, you know, that really immerses you in this sim, that you really feel like you're flying, the cockpit has to look at least half decent. And this cockpit looks insanely realistic. It looks very, very nice. And I love the fact that you can customize and move things around. So I definitely favor this one over the Reality Expansion Pack one. Really very, very nice. Look at that. Look at just the, you know, the cockpit is just insanely detailed, and it looks just amazing. So this is a must buy. It's a definite recommendation from Q8 Pilot. Look at that. Look at the details, guys. Just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if you like GA, you will definitely love this aircraft. Look at that. Looks so real. Again, with map enhancement, again, it looks just, wow, fantastic. Good times for X-Plane, without a doubt. All right, so I think we need to switch the fuel. So let me go to the other, because it looks like there's a little bit of imbalance there. See if you click here. So I'll bring this so you can see it. I love the fact that you can just pop these out. You can see we've consumed more here, so we need to consume a little bit more here so that we bring them at the same level and we don't have an imbalance of the aircraft as we arrive into our destination. So all is good here. Speed is good. Altitude is 6,000. Very manageable aircraft, but also a wonderful aircraft to hand fly. So back on the channel, what I plan on doing is continuing to create short form videos as well as live streams. I do have a lot of tutorials in mind, and one of which, by the way, coming very soon, which is for the MOSA flight control panel. So they call it Cockpit. And I am going to be creating a few presets as well for the community to download. I'm working on with somebody who is a real-world pilot, quite versed into GA aircraft. So he's helping me out to create some of the presets, and once we're ready, then I will do a full tutorial on how to set it up and how to get those presets and use them in X-Plane. So that's one of the things I have in mind, definitely. I think I've done a lot of settings guide for X-Plane 12, several. One was about a year ago, and several in the last 6 months, maybe 2 or 3, I think in total. But definitely those tutorials and those top add-ons, top freeware, definitely coming back. Now, on the other 2 channels that I started for AI, I have to say that, yeah, I kind of lost interest, mainly because it just is a lot of work, guys, and I can't maintain 3 channels and still maintain the family and maintain my new startup company. So I think all of it together was starting to really get to me. And of course, you all know that I have also developed fsmonitor.io for the community, which is a news aggregator hub. And recently, in the last couple of days, I noticed something strange on FS Monitor, is that the bounce rate was very high. And the reason was that the way the site is built using JavaScript. And so what happens when people go is it takes time for things to load. So the initial few seconds, you'll actually get like a shell and nothing else. So I've been working very, very diligently to cut down the load time. And if you go to the site now, you'll see that it loads in lightning speed. So that has been something that I've been working on as well to improve the site. And I'm very, very happy to announce that we have our very first sponsor of FS Monitor. So Flight Deck One is a mobile app. It works on Apple. And guys, this, I have to make a video to show you Flight Deck One. It's an amazing piece of software that turns your iPad into anything you want in X-Plane. So if you want it to be your overhead panel, it becomes your overhead panel. You can have multiple windows, your overhead panel, your autopilot, your FMS. It is just really an amazing piece of software that has been developed. So the guys over at Flight Deck One approached me for FS Monitor, and then of course they also gave me a copy of a Flight Deck One to try out. So I decided it's probably a good idea to do a video on it to show you guys what it does. And that's pretty much it. That's my quick update, and yeah, I hope I can continue to meet the expectations of the community and deliver value. Now, one other thing that I would like to mention is FS Expo has been a great experience for me, and I think it's a venue where flight simmers gather and have fun together, and it's an opportunity to showcase, different flight sim products. It's a great show for flight simmers. I have decided for the last couple of years to stay away. Last year, when I did the Content Creators Lounge, it seems like this was a huge success in 2023, and but unfortunately I wasn't able to do it again for financial reasons. So it was a very, very expensive thing to do. And I think it was a huge success. But in the last couple of years, I didn't really have the means really to do it. I just have too many obligations. And, you know, I have my daughter, my eldest daughter in college. The second one is on her way to college. And then I've got my son still in school. They all go to private schools. So yeah, things are not the same, definitely. And with me building a brand new business from scratch, I need all the resources, you know, for the family and to support my business venture. So I am off FS Expo indefinitely. I don't think I will be able to make it to FS Expo, but hopefully. Cool. Often the less JS a site uses, the better it is. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I still miss those old videos, like top 10 best airliner of 2019 or something like that. Those got me back in flight somewhere after a long period away. You're the best, my friend. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Those are definitely coming. Those videos are definitely coming. So, so yeah, I'm definitely off FS Expo. I don't know if I will ever attend FS Expo in the future. I've done it for 2 years. 2020. Was it 2020? No, I think I've done it once. I've done it in 2023. I was present one time. The second time I did not go. Oof, what happened here? We're going through some clouds, so I am going to turn on the pitot. Now, one thing I want you guys to notice is if I turn on the pitot here, so if I go to pitot heat, watch the prop amps here. Pitot heat, no, right, so there you go. So when you turn the NTIs, you actually see the prop amps here showing. This is very cool. And look at the details on the dial here. Again, it's got this very old look, and you see how the vibration on the needle, very, very cool. So we'll have those on just to be safe, because we are going through some clouds here, and the last thing you want is icing or ice forming on the wings. So we'll just keep it that way. So this is pretty much my update, and I've never been to FS Expo. Well, I'll tell you, it's a great, great show. You meet a lot of great people. You see, you know, the best of the best, the cream of the crop, if you will, in-flight simulation, hardware, software. Sometimes it's a little bit too, how should I just want to be, I don't want to be too abrasive, but see, I'm a very practical guy, and I don't like drama. I don't like exaggeration. I remember I was with Stan and Mark. You guys know Mark. Mark is the creator of X Camera. So we were together. We were talking, and then all of a sudden came this announcement through the hall. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you for breaking announcement from AnyBuilds at booth number so-and-so. And I was like, hey guys, let's head over there. Let's see what there is, like a big announcement. Let's go see what, you know, what they're going to announce. And I was really thinking it's going to be like an aircraft that nobody knew about. And then it was just an airport. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, so you'll get, you know, some crap like that. But other than that, it's a really, really good show. And, you know, you're going to get to meet Navigraph guys and, you know, all the fine people. Okay, so we're going to begin our descent now. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to come over here. We're going to set this to 3,000. We're going to come over here. And we're going to bring this up. We're going to go to procedure. We're going to say activate approach. Right there, enter. And now we're going to fly direct to the center fix for runway 24. And we are also going to change the course, which is 240. So let me change that here real quick. All right, so that's 240. And we're going to change the heading knob to 240 as well. So we'll leave it there. Okay. Now, on one other thing we need to set the frequency. So let's head over here to runway 24. We're going to go, no, not weather, charts app, and 24. And the 108.9. 108.9. All right, so 108.9, and we'll set that as the 108.9 is set as the active frequency. Perfect. And the other thing we want to do is we want to arm and engage that. And now we can begin our descent. So let me just go about 600 feet per minute. I think that's fine. All right, so that's armed. All right, so let me see. All right, so 500 feet per minute. And now we are going to, actually, let me increase that to 800 feet per minute. And that's it, really. We are descending. Let me ease off on the throttle there. There we go. And let's grab the altimeter as well. So the altimeter is 1012 or 2988. 1012. Okay, so right, that's 1012. Excellent. And we just continue to descend now. Here's a look at the outside. Wow, look at that, guys. Just really map enhancement with sim heaven is really what makes the sim look this realistic and this great. Look at that. Wow. Very nice. All right, so we continue now to descend. We'll hold at 3,000 feet, which is the platform altitude. And hopefully we'll not have any aircraft on our way so that we can make a landing without wake turbulence. I've never been X camera. Does Coronado stop making aircraft for X-Plane? Yes, they have. They only now develop exclusively for Microsoft Flight Sim, and they do not use their store anymore to sell the aircraft. So all their aircraft are now sold exclusively through the Microsoft marketplace. Now, Coronado is when I started with flight simming and I was introduced, the very first few Coronados that I bought, I was very, very happy with, simply because they looked phenomenal. And by the way, Dan, the guy who is the owner of Thranda, was part of the Coronado team. And all of their aircraft actually looked really, really good. So they really, from the visuals perspective, they were amazing. Sounds were also nice, but they all flew exactly the same. So I did not like them. I liked them in the beginning when I didn't know really much about flight simming. They were okay, they were enjoyable, but the more and more you flew Coronado aircraft, you will notice that they fly exactly the same. And for those reasons, I really stopped purchasing Coronado aircraft. And I think we are fortunate to have with us Dan, who is who is a former Coronado developer, because he actually develops both for visual fidelity and for system functionality. And I think this combination is very, very important for for us flight simmers. I really like Sim Heaven, guys. Look, I think there is a structure there. What is that? Is some kind of a tower? Again, this is all based on OpenStreetMaps. So this is not AutoGen. Everything you see here is there in real life, because this actually uses OpenStreetMaps to generate the buildings, the streets, and all the overlays. So very, very nice indeed. All right, so we have stabled now at 3,000 feet, and we're almost there. So if I look here, this is our turn. This is the center fix, and this is the final fix. So we need to start reducing our power. We are reducing definitely. So let me just add a little bit of throttle here. We don't want to, again, stall. So we just want a little bit more power. So let's do that. Just slight power to maintain. We can go actually down to 100, but that's fine. Yeah, it's a beautiful approach here into Edinburgh in Scotland. Again, you can see here, very, very nice. The regional details are quite nice. And this is quite a nice approach here. You can again see this aircraft looks so nice. Look at, very, very nice. So we're going to make a turn, and the runway is right over there, Edinburgh Airport. And thankfully, there are no aircraft in the vicinity to avoid wake turbulence. And so, all right, let me just give it a little power here. All right, there we go. We're almost there now, folks. And we should be making it shortly into Edinburgh. Hopefully, a nice landing today. Does Coronado stop making? Yeah, they were flaky. Yeah, and you know, is that an engine analyzer on the far right? On the far right, yes, that is used normally for tuning the aircraft, for tuning the mixture. So yes, if let me just remove this here real quick, and if I move this back, you'll see that the EGT rises, right? So you get this is normally for tuning. So finding the correct lean for the aircraft. So you go for the maximum until you reach the maximum. And then, obviously now we don't need to lean. This is probably the highest number. And then you bring it back down there to, obviously we're not at this altitude. So we don't really need to do that. All right, so we are now making the final turn. And what we can do here is we can actually go to VLOC since we have the frequency, and we can align now with the runway. This is really, really nice, guys. Very nice. All right, so we can definitely see the, let me just make sure that we are on 240. Let's see here. So we want to change the course to 239. Okay, that's 239. There we go. And now what we'll do, we'll come over here and we're going to go to procedure. And now we are, no, sorry. That's not what we want to do. We are going to go to VLOC. Already did VLOC. Okay, that's fine. We just go to approach. There we go. And that now should, you can already see the localizer and the glide slope needles there. And the airport's right there. We can definitely see it now. There, you can see the runway here to our left. And the aircraft will adjust itself for the, for the runway. And we'll begin also the descent. When the glide slope needle moves below the center, you'll see that the aircraft begins. You can see the, let me just zoom in so you guys can see it. That's the runway right there at Edinburgh. And there is an aircraft, so hopefully not much wake turbulence because it is in our path. It is a little bit far. Hopefully it will clear by the time we are closer to the runway. Yep, and day better, Thranda is very good, Deb. Yes, Thranda is very, very good. Indeed, indeed. Coronado aircraft for X-Plane weren't great. Thranda is, yes, for sure. The only aircraft that was actually good was the Navajo. The Navajo was the only probably aircraft by Coronado that was actually good. Other than that, yeah, I agree with you guys. All right, let me ease off here on the throttle. Now you can see that we are very close to Edinburgh. And maybe now we can change the time so we can enjoy a little bit more lighting. And you can also see the cockpit lighting. Look at how beautiful the cockpit lighting is. Let me remove this here a little bit. All right. So instrument lights there. There we go. How about that, guys? Look at the beautiful cockpit lighting here. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Very, very nice all around. And you can, by the way, click here for lights. You can click in the back for the lights as well, which is very cool. Very, very nicely done. Really, this aircraft in all departments just really ticks all the boxes. A very, very well-developed aircraft. And seriously, a lot of joy to hand fly. We will disconnect at 1,000 feet. We'll hand fly the aircraft. We'll fly the remaining of the approach into Edinburgh. And everything here is good. We've got, yeah, mixture is fine. Prop is fine. All is good here. The CIS and the V-Flight are also very nice. Absolutely. Those are amazing aircraft. All right, let me ease off on the throttles here a little bit. We're looking good. Again, nice and slow with the general aviation aircraft. I think we can just take a look here at the outside. Look at those strobe lights, guys. It's just so nice. Yeah, there is an aircraft there, and they probably are flying a lot faster than we are. And if they catch up with us, it's going to create wake turbulence for sure. So just be aware that that might happen. And if it does, then it might actually cause an aviation accident here in X-Plane. Yeah, that is a huge airliner behind us there. So let's see what happens. And they're coming in fast. So let's see. All right, we're looking good here. Let me ease off again on the speed. I am really enjoying the Moza flight yoke, by the way. I think it's really has been working very, very well so far. Right, you can see how the wind actually has an effect on the aircraft in X-Plane. I love that. I love that about X-Plane. Let's take a quick look. All right, so that's the reason you have gusting winds to 30 knots, so very strong winds. And that explains why the aircraft is drifting left, right, and center. But I can actually feel it in the yoke. And that is something I really appreciate in X-Plane. Very immersive, feels so, so real. All right, we're approaching 1,000 feet now, so we are going to flaps 10. Okay, flaps 10, and we're going to lower the landing gear. Okay. All right. And now we're going to go to... All right, so 1,000 feet. Let me disconnect the autopilot. All right, that's my aircraft. And hopefully I can keep it stable. Right, flaps 20. Yeah, the winds are very, very strong, gusting to 30. So, wow, look at that. Did you see that packet of wind there that just pushed us away? And that aircraft has just come above us. So let me just try to stay on the glide slope here. The aircraft came below us, so hopefully we're fine. It's good that we're actually a little bit too high, because otherwise that work turbulence would have just thrown us on the ground. Very, very strong. The winds are very strong, without a doubt. All right, here we go. We need to go to flaps full.
Runway 28, cleared land.
That will help us also with the speed. Wow, the wind is so strong. Yeah, that's definitely the effect of that aircraft just landed.
Charlie 13 Juliet, good morning. Continue approach, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots. Continue approach, 14 Juliet.
Wow, look at the wind. Wow. Woof.
Charlie 13 Juliet, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway
Well,
28, cleared land.
tell you guys, under the circumstances, I just wanted to bring this aircraft on the ground. And it wasn't very easy, to be honest. Yeah, it was definitely very, very difficult.
Good morning, KLM 923, that's great. KLM 923, good morning.
Yeah, the winds are very strong. 30.
40 degrees, 7.
Yeah, definitely, we'll definitely do the replay for sure. All right, let's do that. Let's do the replay. The winds were 30 knots gusting to 30, 18 knots gusting to 30. Oof. All right, there we go. Wow, look at X-Plane, guys. Oof. Yeah, that wasn't a very good landing. But like I said, considering the 30 knot gusting winds, I'll take it. That's the tower view. Wow, that was a really hard landing. But it was cool. Drive it like you stole it. Well, I guess it's still serviceable, I hope. I don't know how much damage we've done to that landing gear, but I really am loving the all the force feedback coming from the Moza flight yoke. We'll just bring the aircraft to a stop here.
Contract 752 Papa, line up runway 28. Morning, line up 28, contract 752 Papa.
There we go. Alright, parking brake is set. And we can kill the strobes. No, beacon, we can leave that. Landing lights off. And then avionics master is off. And then we can just pull the mixture out like that. And there we go. We can kill all these lights. Beacon lights off. And we can retract the flaps. All right, flaps are retracted. Turn that off. Alternator off, battery off, and now we can come back right here. And aircraft options, we can come here and let's see, tie downs, wheel chocks, and we open all the doors. And now if we click on the outside, you'll see that you have all the doors and the tie downs already installed for the aircraft. So this AVAX is default G350 or Reality GTN. Well, you've got actually all of them. You have the G1000, you have the Garmin 530 default, you can use the TDS Garmin 750. It's got all of them. I've showed this in the beginning of the stream from the 3D graphical display from the iPad. You can go to editing the graphical panel and you can change for the I'm sure oh, maybe it's just my iPad that lost the connection. I thought I lost you guys, but it looks like no. Okay. So yeah, definitely you can have any combination of those devices. Now my concluding remarks, guys, on the Thranda is that this aircraft is truly the very best aircraft developed by Thranda for X-Plane. Their best work, really. And in my opinion, it offers real value for the money at under $38 with all these options and features and the wonderful way that it actually hand flies. The sounds, the textures, everything is really done to a very high standard, and I think it is definitely worth its money. By the way, I have paid the full price for this aircraft. I have not spoken to Thranda or to anyone else. This is something I paid for, and I've tested at my own time, and I took my time reviewing the aircraft and just subjecting it to all the different tests that I would normally do before I render a final decision. This aircraft is one that I highly recommend for any person who likes general aviation aircraft. I think it offers real value for the money, and it is a real joy to fly in the sim. This is it for today's show. I will see you guys all very soon, but until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.